In this video, we will be solving this question which has two parts. In the first part, we have to define the property of linear independence for a set of vectors x1, x2 till xn. And in the second part, we have to prove that the set of non-zero vectors x1, x2, x3 is linearly independent if the three vectors are pairwise orthogonal. So let's start with the first part. The definition is the n vectors x1, x2 till xn in Rm space are linearly dependent if there exist numbers c1, c2 till cn, not all 0, such that c1 x1 plus c2 x2 and the summation goes on till cn xn is equal to 0. But if this equation holds only when c1 is equal to c2 is equal to cn is equal to 0, then the vectors are said to be linearly independent. Since this is a theory question, so I won't be explaining it. Now moving on to the second part. Now in the second part, we have to prove that the set of non-zero vectors x1, x2, x3 is linearly independent if three vectors are pairwise orthogonal. So let's first see what all information is given in the question. So we are given that x1, x2, x3 are non-zero vectors. Mathematically, this can be written as x1 is not equal to 0, x2 is not equal to 0, and x3 is not equal to 0. Secondly, we are given that three vectors are pairwise orthogonal, which means that the dot product of the two vectors would be equal to 0. That is x1 dot x2 is equal to 0, x2 dot x3 is equal to 0, and x1 dot x3 is also equal to 0 because they have used the word pairwise. So the dot product with all the combination of the pairs would yield to 0. Now we have to prove that these three vectors are linearly independent. And in the first part, we discussed the definition of the linear independence. So according to this definition, there exist numbers c1, c2, c3 such that c1, x1 plus c2, x2 plus c3, x3 is equal to 0. Now note that this all is in the given part, and if your c1 is equal to c2 is equal to cn, then we say that the vectors are linearly independent, which means that we have to prove that your c1 is equal to c2 is equal to c3 is equal to 0. So this is the statement that we have to prove with all this information. Now let's start with this statement. That is, your proof would be c1 x1 plus c2 x2 plus c3 x3 is equal to 0. Now taking the dot product with x1, so taking the dot product with x1, this gives me x1 dot c1 x1 plus x1 dot c2 x2 plus x1 dot c3 x3 is equal to x1 dot 0. Now using the rules of the scalar product, your alpha AB is equal to A alpha B is equal to AB alpha, where your AB are vectors and alpha is a scalar or a number. So using this rule, this equation becomes C1 x1 dot x1 plus C2 x1 dot x2 plus C3 x1 dot x3 is equal to x1 dot 0. We know that x1 dot x2 is equal to 0, so this cancel out to be 0, and x1 dot x3 is also 0, so again this cancel out to be 0, and any vector multiplied by a 0 vector is also 0, so this gives you c1 multiplied by x1 dot x1, which is equal to 0. Now using the definition of a norm of a vector, where if A is an n vector, we define the length of a vector denoted in this manner as norm of A is equal to under root of dot product of A with A. So if I square both sides, I would be getting that norm of A square is equal to A dot A. And this is the result that I would be using to solve this equation. Now my equation becomes C1 norm of x1 square is equal to 0. Now in the question we were given that x1, x2, x3 are non-zero vectors. So this means that they must be having some length which is different from 0. This means that your norm of x1 is not equal to 0. This implies that norm of x1 square is also not equal to 0. Thus, for this statement to be true, it has to be the case that C1 is equal to 0. Now, let's repeat this exercise by taking the dot product with x2. So, your equation was C1 x1 plus C2 x2 plus C3 x3 is equal to 0. If I take the dot product with x2, I would get x2 dot product with C1 x1 plus x2 dot product with C2 x2 plus x2 dot product with C3 x3, which is equal to 0. Again, solving the same manner as we did in the first part, your final statement would be that C2 norm of x2 square is equal to 0. Now x2 is also a non-zero vector. That means that norm of x2 is not equal to 0. This means that norm of x2 whole square is also not equal to 0. Then for this statement to be true, it has to be the case that C2 has to be 0. Now similarly, if you take the dot product with x3, you would get the result that C3 is equal to 0. Hence, we have proved that C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C3 is equal to 0.